All right. Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Campus Connection. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whether it is that you are watching us live on Facebook or on YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica, or you're listening via the radio, Love 101.13579. Thank you so much for making it Campus Connection this evening. I am your host, Jonathan Fletcher, and we are so excited to have you with us this evening. Unfortunately, my co host, Anessa Samuels, is unable to join us, but we press along nonetheless, or nevertheless. All right, so this evening we're talking about something very interesting, and I want you to go ahead and share this live stream if you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, because this is about to be a very intriguing show. We're talking about the robotics trend, right? So we've spoken about different aspects of robotics. However, we want to really dive in. So we've crafted out a show, an entire show for robotics. So we want to hear more about that later on in the show. But before that, we will have our campus alert feature, education news and bulletin, and then at about 5:40 thereabout, we're going to be having creative block with Miss Livia Campbell from the Michael University College. And of course, we'll have I Chose Christ by Miss Ruth Reed, first year biochemistry student at the UA Mona. And then we dive straight into our conversation on the topic, the robotics trend, with Mr. Tyler Guy, Industrial Systems Engineer, Miss Princess Hall, VP of Alpha Tech, and Mr. Damian Smith, President of Alpha Tech from the Inwood High School's Alpha Tech Robotics Club. So we do have a very interesting and intriguing topic lined up for you with some experts in the field. So if you know a student, if you know someone, a young person who is interested in robotics, you can go ahead and let them know that Campus Connection is diving into the world of robotics this evening. But as I said before we get into that, of course, we're going to have our campus alert. And so we want to shout out St. Jago High School and Guys Hill High School, who both celebrated their ISCF Week 2024 last week, March 10 to 15. So we're encouraging students, we are encouraging ISCFers to go ahead. You can send us the information, different activities that you are having. You can send us that information so it can be highlighted on Campus Connection. All right, so that's our campus alert for this evening. We're going to go straight into our education news and bulletin, and this will be done by Miss Danielle Tavares, final year integrated marketing communications major.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Tavares, and here is the Education News and Bulletin for Tuesday, March 19th, 2024, here inside Campus Connection. In latest news, beginning April 1st, the Student Loan Bureau, SLB, will discontinue the need for a guarantor to access tertiary financing. Finance Minister Nigel Clark made the announcement on Tuesday, March 12th, when he opened the 2024 to 2025 budget debate in Parliament. According to Minister Clark, this policy has been in place for several decades, and he is pleased to remove the necessity for guarantors on student loans. The minister noted the positive results of previous similar SLB policy changes in recent years, recalling in 2022 to 2023 the removal of the requirement of a guarantor for applicants who were wards of the state, which, within the first 12 months of that action, resulted in 100% increase in applications of wards of the state. Minister Clark also called to mind the 2023 to 2024 budget. The government lifted the requirement for guarantors for PATH household applicants. Since the administration dismissed the need for guarantors within the last 12 months, the number of path recipients accessing the SLB surged from 192 in the previous year to 547, with the year not yet concluded and already indicating a 185% rise. We now shift our focus to Justice Minister Delroy Chuck, who is encouraging the more than 8,000 participants across 200 schools who have been trained in restorative justice to become advocates for the conflict resolution method in their schools and wider communities. Minister Chuck was addressing a certificate ceremony on Friday, March 8th, held at the Campion College in St. Andrew for participants in restorative practices training workshops from March to December 2023. The two-day courses held as part of the ministry's restorative justice program focused on providing staff, students, and parents dispute resolution skills, as well as how to repair and develop trusting and respectful relationships. The Justice Minister, in his address, emphasized restorative justice's potential to contribute to crime reduction. He shared that Jamaica recorded more than 1,300 murders in 2023, and in approximately 80% of the cases, the victim was well known to the offender, and implored that we must not fight back with violence, but by talking things out, which he says is what restorative justice is all about. Now, time for the bulletin. You are invited to St. Andrew Technical High School ISCF Week under the theme Fortified for the Future from March 18th to 22nd, 2024. The week begins on Monday, March 18th at 7:30 a.m. with general devotion for grades 7 to 13. Tuesday, March 19th at 7:30 a.m. ISCF devotion for grades 10 to 13. And Thursday, March 21st at 10 a.m. for lunchtime praise. And at 2 o'clock, for ISCF Social. On Friday, March 22nd at 10 a.m., there will be Jesus Station. On Wednesday, March 20 at 2 o'clock in the library will be the launch of the Christian Teachers in Action, CTIA, at St. Andrew Technical High School. Jubilee Worship Center presents Inter-School Worship Experience on Good Friday, March 29th at 10 a.m. at the Jubilee Worship Center at 36 to 38 Valdez Road, Spanish Town, with guest speaker Pastor Troy Holness and guest artist Dr. Jermaine Gordon. UTech UCCF presents the James 1 verse 27 project. On Saturday, April 6, 2024, all roads lead to the Wortley Home for Girls for their outreach project. Donation items include non-perishable food items, sanitary items, clothes for girls, and toys. Items can be dropped off at the chapel on Wednesdays and Thursdays. The bus leaves UTech Papine campus at 11 a.m. sharp. See you then. Students Christian Fellowship and Scripture Union presents Rally 2024 under the theme Fortified for the Future on Saturday, April 13th at the Ocho Rios Baptist Church in St. Anne. Registration is only $500. Singers, poets, musicians, dancers, actors, and comedians. JIFF Film Festival invites you to register for open mic on Friday, May 17th at 6 p.m. at the Jamaica Youth for Christ Auditorium on 2 Acacia Avenue, Kingston 5. Register at barryvision.com/JIFF open mic. barryvision.com/JIFF open mic. For more information, call 876-960-4830. That is all the news we have for you today inside Education News and Bulletin. Thanks for tuning in.
We are on the campus nights. Students are step up in a price. We are. I want to go on campus. Young people are coming on campus. Come on, tell me about campus connection. Take another part. One campus. We are carrying on campus. Come on, tell me about campus connection.
All right, that was Miss Danielle Tavares with Education News and Bulletin, final year student, studying in integrated marketing on the UA campus. All right, so we have a very special guest with us this evening, Miss Livia Campbell from the Michael University College inside Creative Block. So we're going to have our conversation with her right now. Miss Campbell, how are you?
Hello, everyone. I am doing good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm great. I'm great. So you are a year three student at the Michael University College doing a major in special education. You're 21 years old from the parish of St. James and a proud past student of the Montego Bay High School for Girls as you served, in the capacity of deputy head girl between the year 2019 and 2021. So this is your third year serving on the Guild Council at the Michael. First 2 years as lady representative for batch 186 and currently hall chair lady of the Errol Miller Hall. And of course, you are a member of the university choir. Boy, you are doing a lot. How is that?
Well, I've always been doing a lot from I can remember, as young as I can remember. So my family
hmm
is like that, very involved. So I'm very used to doing a lot and being involved.
Wow, wow. So it's really stemming from your family. I love that. I love that. But I'm getting intel that you are a special education teacher in training. Can we put it that way?
Yes, yes,
All right.
I
So
am.
who is a special educator?
So, a special educator is someone who facilitates learning for students who have various exceptionalities. So, it could be
Mm-hmm.
neurological disorders, to learning disabilities, emotional and behavioral disorders, students who are gifted and talented, or students with physical impairments.
Mm. And why did you decide to go in that specific field?
Well, I never saw myself teaching actually, but in church, I was always a person who had to deal with the younger ones in Sunday school and so forth. And there was a specific child who was deaf, or he is deaf, sorry, but
Mm-hmm.
no one knew. And I was the only one. He was about two, so he spent 2 years of his life, and no one knew about that impairment. And I was the one who actually assisted with him, and persons told me to go in that field.
Okay, where are the campus heights? Students are strap up in a price. We yeah. I want to go on from campus. Young people are go hard from campus. Come on, tell me back one. Campus connection, yeah, that's a quad. Yeah.
Here's why you can't afford to miss the Morning Watch.
I love listening to the Morning Watch because topics are discussed and issues are highlighted that are of major importance, which in turn edify me.
The Morning Watch, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
I like listening to the Morning Watch. I find it very informative. I find it very interesting. The topics that are covered are very, very wide.
The Morning Watch, thought-provoking, insightful, current. Listen for the probing questions with attorney at law Stokely Marshall and the in-depth discussion with Reverend Dr. Dylan Toussaint. The Morning Watch, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The Morning Watch is on the family station Love 101.
Crime Stop Jamaica Unsolved. 6:50 a.m. December 21, 2023. Greenfield District, St. Elizabeth. Police were summoned to the residence of 70-year-old contractor, Mr. Amos Conroy Thompson. His partially clad body had been seen half out of his Honda CRV, which was parked in his garage. Gunshots had been heard the night before, but not reported. Concerned family members in Crime Stop Jamaica are offering a total reward of $750,000 for information leading to an arrest and charge. Call Crime Stop Jamaica 311. Solving crime pays.
A Affirm Ambulance Services, Jamaica's premier provider of emergency medical transportation. We do medical standby for both private and corporate events, non-medical emergency services, emergency transportation to and from medical facilities, hospitals, and homes, wheelchair provision, nursing homes, and first aid, plus so much more. We are located at 17 Cleardale Avenue, Kingston 10, and we can be contacted at telephone numbers 876-281-1262 or 876-299-2053. Follow us on Instagram at affirm_ambulance. Affirm Ambulance Services, a firm choice in health transportation.
Well, if you want buy appliances for your home with the quality high and the price low, get it on my Bashco. Get it on my Bashco. 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 The everything where you need. Bashco. Quality service guaranteed and a Bashco. Get it on my Bashco. Get you more. Yeah. Bashco. Furniture for your house. There's needing everything for your kitchen. Rocks, hubs, and more at Bashco. The store that gives you more. Bashco.
All right. Welcome back to Campus Connection. If you're just joining us, we had a bit of, technical difficulties earlier, but we are back and we are speaking with Livia Campbell from the Michael University College. So, yes, Livia, before the interruption, we were speaking about how you got into special education and you're making mention of you actually finding out your passion for the area because of your encounter at church. And I find that especially interesting, because, the church can really be the space where you find out things that you did not know existed to begin with. And I
Right.
believe that is absolutely amazing. So now you're a teacher in training, and I'm sure you would have to tap into your creativity, especially as a special education teacher. But have you experienced a creative block? You want to do something a particular way, but it's just not coming to you as it would normally come.
Well, many, many times, yes, I have experienced that, especially after a long day of teaching and you're so tired and
Hmm.
you're at home and you don't know what you're going to do for the next lesson. But what I
Hmm.
normally do to overcome that is just to try to relax, clear my mind, and pray for peace and clarity and focus on my aim, which is probably getting students to understand a specific topic. I just try to focus on that and not
Hmm.
overwhelm myself, and then ideas just start to flow.
Love that. Love that. Absolutely love that. Please go ahead and share with our listeners and our viewers about the future. What's next for Olivia after you leaving the Michael University College? What's next?
Well, when I finish my 4 years, I'll have my bachelor's in education, specializing in special education, and I am majoring in deaf education right now. So going forward, I to curriculum studies and seeing how we can include sign language in the general education aspect to promote inclusion. So how can we
Hmm.
create students at the primary and secondary level can start to do sign language as well?
Awesome, awesome. Love that. And I can see that you are especially loved. A lot of your supporters are in the comment section. So we just want to take time out to big up Livia Crew, Ruth and Clark, Kristen Elliott. I'm seeing Thea Shea Whitmore. I'm
Yes, yes,
also
my
seeing,
family.
yes, yes. All right, so big up all the persons who, they have showed up to big up Livia as she joins us in Creative Block. Do you have anybody that you'd like to send a special shout out to?
Well, I love to thank my parents who are listening all the way in Montego Bay, my family in Montego Bay, my Michael family that is listening. Thank you to my church family from the Philadelphia Life Center. And to just all the listeners, thank you for just taking the time out to listen to me share my experience in creativity.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Livia, and all the very best for the future. All right, so that was Livia Campbell from the Michael University College inside our creative block. It's always a privilege and a pleasure to be able to speak with, persons who are really finding ways to do or to go the extra mile in their areas of study, or whatever field that they find themselves in. Always amazing to interact with guests like that. All right, so we're going straight into our I Chose Christ feature. And this week, we are going to be hearing from Miss Ruth Reed, first year biochemistry student at the UW Mona.
My name is Ruth Reed, a first year biochemistry student. I gave my life to the Lord at the age of 7, and I have not regretted it. I faced peer pressure in primary school and even high school, but throughout it all, I've learned that God is my strength and that He will carry me through. Because of the growth that I have with the Lord, I am able to pray more, fast more, and have that hunger for His words. I have also found myself being involved in more godly communications with those that are serious in their walk, their spiritual walk with the Lord. And this connection that I have with God enables me to resist all temptations that are rampant in university. And those who are well aware of university knows that it's not, and I repeat, it's not an easy road, especially for Christians. Because you see, many individuals, they enter university as Christians, but at the end of their studies, they backslide. Nevertheless, I know that God is my sustainer, and I will continue to hold onto His unchanging hand and lift my eyes to the hills, from whence my help cometh from. Since God is my everything, I choose Christ, and you should too.
Powerful testimony there from our listener. And we are so very grateful every time you guys take the opportunity to send in your testimony. So thank you, Ruth Reed, for sharing with us why you chose Christ and why everyone else should too. All right, so we're going straight into our main segment. We're talking about the robotics trend. And we have with us this evening Mr. Tyler Guy, Industrial Systems Engineer, Miss Princess Hall, VP of Alpha Tech, and Mr. Damian Smith, President of Alpha Tech from the Innswood High School's Alpha Tech Robotics Club. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for making the campus connection this evening. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing.
Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, so the main question that we have this evening is it possible for our students to excel in robotics as they do in other areas? So be it academics, sports, extracurricular activities, is it really possible? Is robotics a force to be reckoned with even? That's something that we want to know this evening. But Princess, we'll start with you. How can we get more youth involved in the field of robotics? Let's start from there.
Well, this can be done by analyzing student engagement through questionnaires and educational workshops that can be help
Mm-hmm.
determine their interest. Then by appointing a factual
member as an advisor to give direction and oversight. Also, in creating a defined plan by defining goals and actions is critical for clarity and focus. And in
Mm.
recruiting members, this can allow news to spread that we have prospective pupils by obtaining funds, equipment, and workspace guarantees the club's survival. So it's good to establish ties with local anis-
Yes.
organizations so they can provide assistance and resources. Also, organizing workshops, projects, and contests enhance the club experience, and by offering members training and assistance, it helps them to enhance their skills.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much. And Damien, from your perspective, how can other schools start a robotics club and operate it effectively? Like, what's the thought process? What are some of the things that are needed to get this off the ground? All right. Not hearing Damien.
Okay, you hear me clearly, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Okay.
All right. Seems as if we're having some technical difficulties with Damien, but that's okay. Let's jump to Tyler. Based on Tyler, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm
All
here.
right. Okay, awesome. So Tyler, you are an industrial systems engineer, right? Talk to us a bit about how you got involved in that area of study and how can a student who is possibly listening get involved as well.
Well, to speak roughly about my journey in the industrial systems field, that would really go
Mm-hmm.
way back to like my high school time because during that period,
Mm-hmm.
my father always told me that the man with the skill cannot suffer. So that's why I kind of challenge myself in a sense to go and learn the skill of engineering and not just that, but other skills such as automotive,
Mm.
welding, and the electricals. So I believe that partaking into that field, there's always going to be a need for someone that does skills. So going into
Mm-hmm.
that avenue, I believe that it's very it's very lucrative in the sense that
Yes.
you can't fail, and it's definitely something that youth coming up should really take pride and want to be a part of because it's not just a benefit to the company or for you as an asset wherever you
Mm-hmm.
go. It's really for you to just have that under your belt and know that you are indeed, without a doubt, an
Yeah.
asset and a lucrative item for anyone.
Mm-hmm. Powerful, powerful stuff. A man without a skill cannot suffer. That's a big point there coming from Tyler Guy, industrial systems engineer. We're going to jump to a quick break, but we'll be right back with more campus connection after these messages.
Here is your opportunity to connect with someone who will listen, pray, and give guidance. It's the Ministry of Counseling and Prayer of the Edgewater Baptist Church. Please call 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. Weekdays between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Please talk to someone if you're finding it particularly challenging to cope during this period of crisis. Someone is waiting for your call. Please reach out today. 876-220-6474 or 876 332-7956. It's the telephone counseling and prayer ministry of the Edgewater Baptist Church. A reminder that somebody cares. Endorsed by Love 101.
When I come to the end of myself, Father, carry me.
Dreaming of a great career or degree? The Caribbean Examinations Council offers regionally and internationally recognized qualifications to help you get there. These include the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence, CCSLC, the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, the Caribbean Vocational Qualification, CVQ, Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, and the CXC Associate Degree. These exams may be done while in school or out of school at private learning institutions. Visit cxc.org to learn more. With CXC, you're in control.
Run to me cheese, run to me cheese. Give me yummy, run to me cheese, run to me cheese. Give me yummy, don't stop at just a one slice, please. No other bun, perfect for me. Yummy, for real Jamaican flavor and quality for sure. This Easter, make yummy the bun to your cheese. Yummy, give me yummy, yummy, give me yummy. For Easter, yummy bun Zeta, yummy for me family, yummy for me sir. Bun to me cheese, bun to me cheese, yummy, bun to me cheese, bun to me cheese. Best bun, give me yummy.
All right. Welcome back to Campus Connection. You are currently listening to the main segment of this evening's program where we're talking about the robotics trend. And we're joined by Tyler Guy, Princess Hall, and Damian Smith this evening. So, robotics, Princess, based on what you've experienced thus far, you're a part of the Alpha Tech um, Robotics Club at the Innswood High School. Talk to us about how the students have been interacting in this club. All right. Princess, you're muted.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so I was saying, talk to us about how students are interacting in the robotics club. What are some of the things that they're doing? How are they responding to the different activities?
Well, it's great. We correspond with each other.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, I'm going to pass on this question to Damien.
Okay. All right. No problem. Damien, you can feel free to jump in. All right. Seems as if we're having some issues from the back end, but that's okay. So, Tyler, based on being an systems engineer, what are some of the things that you think students should be focusing on right now if it is that they want to go into that area of study?
I didn't catch the last part, Chief. Could you repeat?
Yeah, man. So I'm asking, what are some of the things that students should be focusing on? So just in case they're interested in becoming an industrial systems engineer, what are some of the things that they can be doing now to ensure that they reach that goal?
Well, from my experience, I would always say be a team player. Don't try to run away from opportunities, tasks, don't shun. Don't try to isolate yourself in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get out there as much as possible, ask questions, learn as much. Try to be a sponge to absorb as much as you can. If you don't know questions,
Mm-hmm.
you always ask questions. That's part of the learning process. And show
Mm-hmm.
that initiative. You have to have that initiative and that drive. You understand? And also, I believe that if you have a why, it's easy for you to move in that path because once you understand your why or your passion, for instance, it's easier for you to just matriculate further.
And what are your thoughts on something like a robotics club in schools? Do you think more schools need to employ that kind of strategy within their extracurricular program?
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Because having robotics in school not only does it open up the students to a variety of new ideas and challenges, and it allows them to think differently than the normal man. Because when they're tasked with doing different scenarios, it allows them to try to come up with different ways in order to solve their issues. And there's not one way to get to the desired solution. So, I think
Yes.
it's good. Yeah, I think it's good to implement it in the
Hmm.
schools.
Were you ever a part of a robotics club back in high school?
Not high school, but during my time at CMU. So, we had
And what
times
was
when
that
we
like?
did.
Mhm.
Yeah,
How did that
honestly,
aid in your development as an industrial engineer?
honestly, learning from my peers because everybody came with something to the board. So it was just really, as I said, a learning experience. Everybody coming, one person was perfect in the programming, another person was perfect in the electronics and the mechanical design aspect of things. So it was really
Hmm.
great just coming and just absorbing and learning from our peers because it's crazy when you see that you put so many people, like-minded individuals in the same area, and just to see how great we all work together and just shift and mesh, it's spectacular, man.
Hmm. So, based on that, can you give us some practical examples, some real life examples of robotics in our society? Even things that we probably didn't really take some time to think about or understand that, hey, that is really robotics in action.
Well, more so, I'm thinking along the lines of, say, AI, artificial intelligence, because I believe
Mm.
that it's easy to like allow a robot to like program it certain ways for it to carry out certain commands, but to also interact with it also. The interaction part of it where it can respond to your commands, it can have dialogue with you. I think that is very remarkable in terms of like stepping in the direction where technology is now and where it seems to be
Hmm.
going for the future.
Okay, okay. 876-997-3125. You can send us your messages to our WhatsApp platform, or you can send us a comment on Facebook or on YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. We're talking about the robotics trend, and we're talking about how robotics can, change even the face of education as we know it in Jamaica, and possibly boost our economy or provide solutions that Jamaica needs. Even from this article from the Jamaica Information Service, we can see where the Honorable Favor Williams, she would have made it clear that the need for innovation and potential for application in our country is huge. We can apply robotics education in the agriculture, manufacturing, shipping, pharmaceutical, food packaging, and welding industry, right away. It will boost the gross domestic product, that's the GDP, of our country by completing value added tasks accurately and quickly. So I really do believe that robotics, and I'm so happy that we're highlighting the different tenets of robotics here inside Campus Connection this evening, hoping that more students will buy into the vision of robotics, the use of AI, industrial engineering tools, all of those things to really help our country to move to the next best level. I want you to stick and stay with us here inside Campus Connection. We'll be back after these messages.
That one everybody want more.
Receive words of strength from the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis.
The battle of seed has been declared many years ago and it's still raging. I will put enmity between thee and between the woman, thy seed and her seed. A war will be on perpetually until Jesus returns. But I know who has already won the war. I know who has already won the war.
That's the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis, brought to you by the Power of Faith Ministries International in Portmore. Voice of Power comes to you every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. right here on the Family Station. Love 101.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
The Best Dressed Chicken Fun in the Sun is back. Bring the entire family for a free gospel celebration with activities for kids, health fair, job opportunities, BMX showcase while enjoying delicious food from the Best Dressed Chicken. Enjoy performances from international sensations Kirk Franklin and Toby Mac, local gospel giants Kevin Downswell, Jermaine Edwards, Harleen Davis, evangelist Andrew Palau, and many more. Head to the National Stadium Saturday, April 20, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Best Dressed Chicken Fun in the Sun. See you there.
Okay, we are on the campus nights. Students are step up in the price.
All right, all right. Welcome back to Campus Connection. We are so very grateful that you are still with us this evening. If you're just joining us, we are talking about the robotics trend. We're exploring the world of robotics. We want to really understand what's happening in our schools because, several schools have implemented robotics clubs, and we want to know the importance of these clubs in our schools and how they can help our students to be more rounded in their approach as relates to their education. All right, so we continue to explore. Damien, are you here with us now?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So, Damian, going back to the question earlier, what are some of the things that you guys would have implemented in this robotics club, and how are the students interacting? What's the response like from the students?
Oh, the response from the students, is what it's a wonderful. We get a wonderful response from the students. For they are what I realize that the students are really engaged in robotics. For most of them want to be mechanical engineer, or they want to be programmers or designers, right? So with the help of robotics club, we help them to push that. We help them to push to their goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we do fun exercises where we let them, when they build the robot, they get to drive it and feel how it. They get to feel, they get a good feeling of knowing that they build something and watching it work. It's a very,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very good feeling.
Awesome, awesome. Staying with you, Damian. So, based on what you would have seen, can you explain to our listeners and our viewers the importance of a robotics club in our schools?
Go again.
Can you explain to our listeners and viewers the importance of having a robotics club in our different schools?
Okay, the importance of having a robotics club in a school is that we're in a world that technology is evolving rapidly, right? Technology is taking over.
Mm-hmm.
That in every industry, you know that you have a robot operating it. Whether it's in the automotive industry, um, the cooking restaurants. You know, you still have a robot operating in one of those industries, right? So with this, with robotics, you help the students to give them a more you help them to get an early starting in the area in the area that they want to pursue. So as I stated,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's mechanical engineering, programming, and electronics, other stuff like that, in secondary school or primary school, right? You're giving them more
Yes.
experience. You're unlocking a different level of experience for them. So that when they move on to university or college, they already know the fundamentals of robotics already. They already know the fundamentals of engineering, electronics, right? So it won't be a complete start for them.
Mm, mm. Interesting, very, very interesting. And so I really do believe, based on the information that we have gathered from this conversation, that it is very much important that more of our students get involved in robotics, based on what Damian said earlier as well. Technology is rapidly increasing in different areas right across the board. And so we would implore our students, if it is that you have that innate desire to work with technology, to work in engineering, all of those things, get involved in robotics as much as you possibly can. I believe that is absolutely positive and the right direction, as relates to advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Tyler, do you have anybody that you'd want to big up this evening as we wrap up?
Well, I just wanted to say real quick to shout out to family and friends,
Mm-hmm.
graces to my parents, and also known known mentors and well wishers such as Mr. Paul and Miss Wilson, which have always been
Mm-hmm.
like cornerstones and backbones in a sense. But just the friends and the family around me that have supported my journey to where I am now, I really have to just give a shout out and much love and appreciation for everybody that has played the part in crafting and shaping the man that I am today.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Damian. We are told that you have a demo.
Sure, we want to do a demonstration so the person who are watching they can see
Uh,
what we exactly do in robotics.
All right, let's take it away. All right. So if you are listening to us on radio, you can jump on to our Facebook or our YouTube live stream at Love 101 FM Jamaica. But of course, I will be walking you through what is happening for this robotic demonstration live here on Campus Connection on the family station Love 101. So, Damon, you can go ahead whenever it is that you are up and ready to go. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the robotics trend. We've been hearing a lot about robotics and implementation, and we're joined by Alpha Tech, which is a robotics club at the Innswood High School, and they're about to give us a demo. All right. Yeah, they're about to give us a demo of one of their robots rather, in action. So we're just waiting on them to set up. All right. All right. So we are looking on the robot now. Well, I'm assuming that's the robot. Just go a little closer so our viewers can see. All right. Can you explain to us now what this is all about?
Okay. All right. So basically, all the robot operates, right? You can move
Mm-hmm.
it. So, all right. So we have two controllers that we connect to a device called the Java Hub, right? So
Mm-hmm.
basically, the Java Hub send the input, the gamepad input to the expansion, which is on the robot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can see right, right, which is this the device right here. It called the expansion. It calls expansion. So basically, it
Mm-hmm.
operates like the brain of the robot.
Okay.
Right. So the phone that you send the robot is called the robot
Yes.
controller. So this communicate with the Java station together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So right.
Okay. All right. So we're going to see the robot in action. Exciting stuff here on Campus Connection. I know Anesta would enjoy this thoroughly. But we are about to witness robot in action. All right. So okay. So we see okay. Okay. So the robot is moving. Oh, so it's taking up the items from the floor. All right. I could use this, you know. I could definitely use this on a daily basis. All right. So the robot is basically operating as a crane, well, a miniature crane. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Powerful stuff here from the Alpha Tech Robotics Club in Innswood High School. All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The robot in action here on Campus Connection on the family station Love 101. This is absolutely amazing. Powerful stuff here. And the robot is now placing the items. Nice. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Alpha Tech Robotics Club for that wonderful demonstration, the robot in action. So we didn't just want to talk about the robotics trend, but we wanted to actually show you the robots in action. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate you being a part of the show this evening here inside Campus Connection on the family station Love 101. All right. So there you have it. Exciting stuff here inside the show. I really wish Anissa was here to witness that, but I'm sure she'll be able to go back on YouTube and watch that part of the show. And you too, as well, please do ensure that you share the videos, share the live streams here on the family station Love 101. Next week, we have a very special show. That's the 26th of March. And we're continuing in the area of technology. We're talking about unlocking academic excellence with Chat GPT. So you don't want to miss that show. You want to ensure that you mark that date in your calendars, 5:30, right here on the Family Station Love 101. We'll be talking about unlocking academic excellence with ChatGPT. And so we want to big up our team as per usual. Dr. Nadine Blair, Jermaine Johnson, Timoy Butler, Shania Smith, David Sutton, and Latifa Reed, Raquel Robertson, and Ruth Lawrence. Thank you so much for making it Campus Connection. The work that you do, we are so very grateful that you do what you do. And a special thanks, of course, to our guest, Miss Daniel Tavares, For education, news, and bulletin, Miss Livia Campbell from the Michael University College in our creative block. Miss Ruth Reed for sharing her testimony in I Chose Christ. You should too. Mr. Tyler Guy, Miss Princess Hall, and Mr. Damian Smith for contributing to our discussion on the robotics trend this evening. And to you, our amazing listeners and viewers, week after week, you make the show what it is, and we're so very grateful that you take the time out to, chill with us between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. on a Tuesday evening. We're so very grateful. We can't express it enough how grateful we are. So that's it for our show this week. See you next week as we explore more things Wagwan Pond Campus. I'm Jonathan Fletcher. Take care.